Adolf Hitler. His name brings up images of destruction, hate, and chaos. He was the leader of Nazi Germany from 1933 to 1945. And his actions didn't just change Germany, they changed the world. This documentary is going to break down how Hitler impacted the West, not only back then, but still today. His legacy is huge, and it goes way beyond the war.
But the surprise of the parade is the first public appearance of the new 10-inch field gun with a barrel 40 feet long, an estimated range of 50 miles, said to be...
So how did Hitler even get to power? Well, after World War I, Germany was in ruins. The country was humiliated by the Treaty of Versailles, and the economy was a mess. Hitler stepped in, offering simple solutions and a vision of a greater Germany. But his vision was dangerous. He preached that Germans were a master race, which meant everyone else, especially Jews, were inferior. He got many people on board with this, and before everyone knew it, he had full control. In 1939, Hitler invaded Poland. This started World War II. Over the next 6 years, it spread across the globe, leading to millions dead. It wasn't just the soldiers that suffered. Hitler's regime also launched the Holocaust, a genocide that wiped out 6 million Jews, along with millions of others. The Holocaust ended up being a wake-up call to global leaders and human rights. It wouldn't be allowed to happen again, not in this world. The death toll of the Holocaust was 6 million people, all murdered by the hands of Nazi soldiers just for the fact that they were Jewish people. They lived terrible lives. They were starved, worked to death, beaten, assaulted, killed in gruesome ways like gas chambers. These chambers still exist to this day, where you can find claw marks from the people trying to escape. The Germans tried to hide all of this by burning books, but it was too late. They were caught red-handed. The people that were Jewish deserved justice. So World War II ends, but things don't just go back to normal. Instead, you get the Cold War. Europe is split into two, the West, led by the US, and the East, controlled by the Soviets. This split had a lot to do because of the mess Hitler had left behind. Germany itself was divided, with the West rebuilding and the East becoming a Soviet satellite. Even though Hitler's dream of a Nazi empire collapsed, the mess he made kept shaping world politics. Democracy, freedom. These issues stuck around for decades. After the war, everyone agreed that they could not let something like this happen again. So governments around the world started setting up stronger rules to protect democracy and human rights. Things like the United Nations and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights were created, and they were all about preventing dictatorships and the genocide that Hitler caused. Overall, Hitler's defeat led to a push for global cooperation and making sure human rights came first.
Remembering the failure of the League, 5 years of battle and agony, and the implications of the atomic age, the delegates are realistic. But remembering these, they must also be prepared to surrender, if need be, certain sovereign rights to the common rights of man. Dedicated to humanity and hard common sense, they listen to Britain's Prime Minister Clement Attlee.
We realize, as perhaps never before, a choice is offered to mankind. Twice in my lifetime, a war has brought untold sorrow to mankind. Should there be a third?
Catch a glimpse of Mr. Churchill when he spoke along the same lines as his address at The Hague.
We hope to see a Europe where men of every country will think as much of being a European as of belonging to their native land. We hope that wherever they go in the European continent, they will truly feel, here I am at home. I'm a citizen of this country too. The men are my brothers and friends. Let us meet together. Let us work together. Let us do our utmost, all that is in us, for the good of all.
At the end of his speech, Mr. Churchill made his famous victory sign.
In Germany, things were complicated. After the war, the country had to deal with its brutal Nazi past. But instead of hiding from it, Germany took responsibility. They faced the facts. They put Nazis on trial. They rebuilt their society from the ground up. Today, Germany is one of the strongest democracies in the world. But that didn't happen overnight. After all this, there's no doubt that Hitler's impact on the world was massive. From the way it reshaped our culture to the way we think of right and wrong, from the way it reshaped politics to the way people think about themselves. His legacy isn't just about remembering the past. It's about learning from it. And if we can't learn from our past, we'll keep on repeating it.
Gegen den Faschismus hier im Land. Haltet fest zusammen, haltet fest zusammen.
Wir würden jetzt gerne unser Aktionsbild mit euch machen, also holt alle eure Streiche. Gegen den Faschismus. Alle zusammen gegen den Faschismus.
Zum ersten Mal auf meine Liebe.